From cobblestone pathways lined with Spanish colonial architecture to dramatic Atlantic sunrises framing ancient fortresses, the ancient city offers diverse backdrops for landscape, travel, portrait, and architectural photos. Whether you're a professional or a casual traveler, this video highlights the top spots to point your camera lens. So here are the best photography spots in St. Augustine, Florida. All right, the fort. Castillo de San Marcos National Monument in St. Augustine, Florida is the oldest masonry fortification in the continental United States. Constructed by the Spanish between 1672 and 1695, this star-shaped fortress was built to protect Spain's Atlantic trade routes and defend its territorial claims in the New World against British forces and pirates. Located at 11 South Castillo Drive, St. Augustine, Florida, the key points of interest here are definitely just the fort. You can get a wide view from near the road, San Marco Avenue, with a backlit sunrise that could be excellent. And capture the fort, walls, and details in direct light on the east-facing side during sunrise for crisp images. The best time to photograph here is definitely before and during sunrise. That's usually going to offer you the best conditions and the least crowds. And some camera gear considerations, you're going to want to bring a wide lens to capture as much as you can in one frame, or utilize a panoramic technique to get the whole view in one scene. You can also use a telephoto here to isolate subjects and capture details. All right, next up, Flagler College. Flagler College was formerly Henry Flagler's luxury hotel, Ponce de Leon. This college campus epitomizes Gilded Age Spanish Renaissance architecture. Located at 74 King Street, St. Augustine, Florida, the key points of interest here are the Palm Garden, the West Lawn, Ponce de Leon Hall courtyard, and walking the entire perimeter here offers endless shots of amazing Spanish architecture. The best time to photograph here is mid-morning and mid-afternoon. The light provides sharp shadows within the courtyard and arches, and can really bring your shots to life. And camera gear considerations for Flagler, I definitely take a telephoto lens so you'll be able to isolate the different sections of the architecture. But also a mid-range lens, 24 to 70 area, works great too. All right, now the Lightner Museum. Located at the heart of St. Augustine, the Lightner Museum is an iconic downtown building. It's housed within the historic Hotel Alcazar, a magnificent 1888 resort commissioned by Henry Flagler. The museum pairs breathtaking Spanish Renaissance Revival architecture with an exceptional collection of fine art. Located at 75 King Street, St. Augustine, Florida, the key points of interest here are the historic pool, the courtyard area, which I've shot many weddings there, and be ready to dodge brides. Get reflection shots from the small ponds. There's a lot here to explore, so enjoy and walk around. The best time to photograph here, mid-morning and later afternoon for the courtyard so light begins to show over the walls. And sunset is best for the front view to get great lighting. Columns along Cordova Street are awesome during sunrise too for soft light wrapping around the pillars. But be aware, there are usually several weddings going on during any given weekend. And camera gear considerations for the Lightner. The Lightner Museum has so many good spots to photograph, from the fountain to the courtyard and all the intricate details. You could use almost any lens, but your standard mid-range zoom around 24 to 70 millimeter works great here. You can also use your telephoto to zoom in, isolate subjects, and capture details. These are bugs. All right, the St. Augustine Lighthouse. This one's a classic. The St. Augustine Lighthouse was completed in 1846 and stands 165 foot tall. It features a black and white spiral design and a vibrant red top. 219 cast iron stairs will take you to the top for some amazing views. Located at 81 Lighthouse Avenue, St. Augustine, Florida, the key points of interest here are the lighthouse, of course, but the best spots to photograph are not right on top of it. Do some exploring and find different ways a bit further away. And with Florida being so flat, that's easier said than done, but I'll give you a couple spots to get going. There are many places in St. Augustine to get a great view of the lighthouse, but it's not always easy. For example, this shot here was taken from Carver Street. And another great spot that's a bit further away is the Anastasia State Park dunes. From there, you can get a great telephoto shot. Just make sure you have at least 300 millimeter reach. The best time to photograph? Well, it's the lighthouse, and you can capture the lighthouse in any conditions. It works great in sunrise, midday to sunset, dusk to dawn, calm to stormy weather. The lighthouse always makes a great subject. And for camera gear considerations, you can't really get a clean shot right up close, so wide angles out. There are trees and buildings all around the immediate area. Your best bet is to go mid to longer telephoto from one of the various spots around the lighthouse and surrounding areas. All right, Magnolia Avenue. Magnolia Avenue is famous for its beautiful oak trees and hanging Spanish moss. Situated right near Ponce de Leon's Fountain of Youth, this beautiful road is heavily photographed, and for good reason. You will often find travel, portrait, and wedding photographers here taking advantage of the beautiful backdrop. Located on Magnolia Avenue, St. Augustine, Florida, you can't miss it. Try to situate near the Fountain of Youth entrance for the best canopies and light. And from there, you can shoot in both directions, up and down the road. And the best time to photograph here is usually mid-morning and later afternoon, and that will offer the best light when it cuts through the canopy and backlights the moss. And you can photograph in both directions, so backlit moss is always ready if the sun is out. And camera gear considerations for Magnolia Avenue: a wide angle is going to be able to capture most of the oaks and moss in one shot, but a telephoto works well to compress the scene for another wonderful and different look. But just watch out for cars. All right, Anastasia State Park. This place is awesome. And if you want to go see a video I recently shot here in the dunes, go check this out. Anastasia State Park is amazing. Located at 300 Anastasia Park Road, St. Augustine, Florida. The key points of interest here are the sand dunes, the ocean, the scrub oaks, and the wildlife. Get on the beach and start walking. Best time to photograph? Anytime. Sunrise to sunset, there is always something to shoot in Anastasia State Park. Beach, dunes, oak scrubs, wildlife, you name it, it's always on offer. And as far as camera gear considerations, it's really an open bag here, but wide and telephoto shine most. And sand will get into everything, so be careful if and when you're changing lenses. If the sun is bright, make sure you use a circular polarizer filter to cut through the glare and really make your photos pop. And if you need help picking a circular polarizer for any budget, check out the blog post linked in the description. And it just rained like crazy. I had to take a pause from the video. All right, the St. Augustine Pier, or technically the St. Johns County Ocean and Fishing Pier. The St. Augustine Pier is located on Anastasia Island, specifically on St. Augustine Beach, just south of Anastasia State Park. And if you want to shoot this pier, you're gonna have to arrive early, because this is a very popular spot with the locals. Located at 350 A1A Beach Boulevard, St. Augustine, Florida. The key points of interest here are most definitely the pier, but you have a ton of other stuff around it to shoot. There's a water park. Anastasia State Park is right next to you. The key points of interest here are most definitely the pier. But there's also all kinds of stuff around the pier to shoot, so exploring is definitely suggested. And there's plenty of parking, especially if you arrive early for sunrise. And the best time to photograph? Sunrise. In the winter, you might catch fog too for some epic God rays. And as far as camera gear considerations, a mid-range works well here to isolate the pier without including too much extra in the scene. For example, this photo here was shot at 67 millimeters, which is on the longer end of your mid-range zoom. But if the sky is very interesting, then a wide angle can work great from different angles too. And use an ND filter with your camera on a tripod to slow your shutter down and get silky water. Around quarter second works great for this. All right, Vilano Beach, or Oceanfront Park. Vilano Beach is very popular with the locals, and for good reason. You'll often find people out walking the beach, fishing, and others just enjoying the sunrise on any given day. You have tide pools, jetty rocks, 360-degree views, and more. You have reaching views across the inlet and out into the vast Atlantic. Be sure to take a walk down the Vilano Pier too for some great views near the bridge. The key points of interest here are the Vilano Jetty, Porpoise Point, and like I said, the pier across over on the west, which can offer great views into the inlet. And as far as camera gear considerations at Vilano, you're gonna want a wide angle to capture the whole scene as much as you can in one. And then also a telephoto to isolate distant subjects, such as the lighthouse across the inlet and different parts of the city. As always, with water photos, use an ND filter and a CPL filter when things get bright. Guys, I hope this helps you if you're visiting St. Augustine, Florida, or even if you live here, to find the best spots to photograph. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out this one next. We'll see you next time. Peace. Ooh, storm's coming.